This will be a very, very good one. House the Boss was killing it for Fuego Latino yesterday in the game versus Wales. Had to be disqualified for making avoidable contact with an official, but then Karma Electrac and really the rest of Fuego Latino buckled in and withstood an furious Wales comeback. So as every game is always a test for Team USA to maintain their unbeaten streak here at the World Cup, this will be yet another test for the squad in blue. We are just moments away from, see that the whistle fooled our score table too. It always happens, the whistle fools the skaters, the whistle fooled the scorers as well.
Vamos a empezar con Lauren Mutch, la 67 de USA Roller Derby y la 55 Half the Boss. Lauren Mutch en el exterior que ya ganó el lead. Primer lead del primer partido de USA Roller Derby contra Fuego Latino.
Our first penalty of the day as USA loses a block into the penalty box for a clockwise block, and a star pass to the captain. Peace War for Fuego Latino, going head up with Lauren Mutch into turn 3.
No hay puntos para Fuego Latino, pero 4 puntos para USA Roller Derby. Los primeros puntos de USA Roller Derby.
Good start for Fuego Latino with a quick star pass, Moose, enabling that short call off and not giving up any points on the second scoring pass either.
USA Roller Derby va a empezar con un bloqueador en la penalty box, la see-through mouth grab penalty box.
So Freight Train jamming for USA Roller Derby against Karma Electrac, who had such a good game yesterday against Wales. Freight Train with one blocker to beat and does beat them. It will be whistle for an out-of-play block on number 65, Diosa Azteca. And yet again, another quick star pass by Fuego going to Olivia Shooten-John. Freight Train muscling her way through on the inside line around Don't Blink. And another 4 points in the kosh for Team USA. And then the skaters are so ready for that first whistle that they're conditioned to hear any whistle and think, go, vamos.
Vamos, sí, así es, están muy preparados. Se ve bonito en la pista porque tenemos gente que se conocen, que son amigos, que practican juntos. Estamos con Fuego Latino que es una Latin diaspora, Latin American diaspora, and it's bonito to verlo.
See, both teams know each other so well. As we start our third jam, Scald Eagle, the veteran for USA Roller Derby against Raptor, who I believe did not play in that game versus Wales. Definitely was not part of the regular jamming rotation. Good work up top by Vicious Van Gogo to open things up for Scald Eagle, lead jammer USA.
Raptor que está peleando con las dos bloqueadores de USA Roller Derby. Ya está empujando. Esa pared va a ceder. Sí cedió. Raptor que está entrando para sus puntos, pero ya no. Scott Eagle terminó el jam.
Good work by Raptor to get through. First time that Fuego Latino has not passed the star within the jam. Peace War staying in to block against Scald Eagle. Swung to the inside line and walled off a potential 4th point on that jam. Fuego Latino looking very strong defensively here in the early going, just trying to get their jammers a space where they can get on the board.
Match Eva Likes. Eva Likes que está reciclada. Lauren Mutch. Oh, no, perdón. Es Klein. 33 Klein para USA Roller Derby. Pero la 7 de Fuego Latino ya pasó. Está entrando para sus puntos, sus scoring pass. Glenn que marcó el fin del jam antes que llegaba.
That was so close. You could tell that Klein wanted to get their blocker out of the box. Fuego Latino now with one blocker in the box, with two blockers in the box for USA after a hit after the whistle on Shira Powers. That was a tough spot, Moose. The whistles had blown, but the jammer was coming in full force, and it was just a moment after, and she wanted to make that block to the outside. The jam number 5, and Hoss the Boss gets lead.
Ese es el primer jam lead desde la 51-55. House the Boss por Fuego Latino. Yu está entrando y marca sus puntos. Y con el fin de jam. Esos son los primeros puntos de Fuego Latino.
Moose, I know it's still early in our tournament, but Hoss the Boss has a real shot at being a definitely all-tournament team, and possibly, the way that things shake out, jammer of the tournament. She has proven that she can go face-up with any team here, and that includes the reigning defending champions. So 15-4, our score here in the early going. Exactly 25 minutes right before the jam started. Karma Electrac against Lauren Much, who was a quick recycle. Karma Electrac goes down, has to go in behind the USA pivot. Lauren Much finding some room to work as the pack, no pack was called, and then the pack reforms just past the pivot line.
Karma Electrac que está empujando atrás. Estamos asistiendo a un Star Pass por Fuego Latino con la número 03, Olivia Chattenjohn. Olivia Chattenjohn que ahora ya tiene la misión de pasar y de empezar a marcar sus puntos.
Lauren Much forced to the inside. The Fuego Latino defense. Diosa Azteca in on that one, forcing the call off. Lauren Much nearly had that track cut, but chose to go one knee, go inside, make the safe call off. A very veteran play, you can tell. Lauren Much, one of the first players to matriculate from juniors up to the regular roster for Rose City, and she's been a mainstay of this USA roller derby team for years now.
Yeah. Freight Train, Raptor. Con toda la fuerza. Freight Train ya está pasando por el interior. Pero eso era sin contar con Raptor que está atrás. Fuego Latino que va a intentar cada centímetro de la pista para tomar sus puntos. Eso es la misión de hoy.
And look at the embrace on the line, Freight Train and number 7 Evil X for Fuego Latino. And our first referee goes down of the day. We always have to watch out for what the floor monster, they call them. Well, there goes the camaraderie. Freight Train forcing Evil X out to the inside for the recycle. And now battling the Fuego Latino defense, which is reformed very strong into that triangle just past our pivot line. Scald Eagle with a nice move and the skateboard push to the outside gets Scald Eagle lead jammer.
Evil X que va a intentar la interior. Sí pasó. Hoy, pero miren eso. Eso se llama la amistad en el roller derby. Scald Eagle que ya empujó a Evil X por el exterior. Scald Eagle que hizo una vuelta más, un pequeño twist y ya otra vez sus 4 puntos.
Now a star pass to Peace War, the captain. Always wears the stripe perpendicular instead of parallel to the helmet. A Scald Eagle in for another scoring pass. Trying to get that last point on Diosa Azteca. Gives her a hand, but only 3 points. Again, good defense by Fuego Latino. First multi-scoring pass of the game. Once again, our producer on the wheels of steel, figurative. We don't have a DJ, but we have a producer who's keeping us up to date. Painbow.
Yeah.
Working with us today. 32-4 is our score, just under 22 minutes to go in the first period of play of our first game of the day.
Aquí tenemos en la WTD Jam Line House the Boss Klein. Klein que se encuentra con la defensa de Fuego Latino. Mientras el pivot de USA Roller Derby está intentando sacar a esos bloqueadores para que pase. USA Roller Derby que está reciclada por bloqueadores de Fuego Latino. Está empujando. Esa defensa sí aguanta. Ya Klein pasó su initial pass.
Good recycle by Fuego Latino Roller Derby to make things harder on Klein. And now quick fake of the star pass by House the Boss, who is having so much trouble, but now slides around Tenacity, finds some purchase, and passes the star off to Peace War. Oh, I said that move is an optical illusion. It's like there's a tether attached to the track, just a hop step around the inside, and a transition turn by Klein to get 4 points, finish off that scoring pass. 8 points in the books. USA Roller Derby's had the lion's share of the points, but don't count Fuego Latino out. They've had some good defense, and they're working. 40-4 is our score, 20 minutes to play in the first half.
Así es. Vamos bien en esa primera parte. 19 minutos en el reloj. 40 USA Roller Derby, Fuego Latino 4. Estamos con Karma Litrak para Fuego Latino y Annie Swanson por USA Roller Derby. Es la primera vez que vemos a Hani en este partido. El interior, el exterior y la defensa de Fuego. Ahora, ¿cómo hacemos? USA Roller Derby ya le está ayudando. No, ya creo que se va. ¡Ay, sí! Ese assist ya ayudó mucho porque sí, ya ni pasó por el interior y empezó a marcar sus puntos.
Good offense by Diamond to spring Annie Swanson for that scoring pass. Now Fuego trying to push the pace and prevent the USA Jammer from scoring any more points here. There was, I believe, an illegal star pass here. So Olivia Schutten-John trying to find Karma Electrac to pass the star back, and USA going to use that to their advantage, not only to extend their time to get more points, but Mia Palau trying to block off that return of the star, but at least set up to defend against the now once again jammer Karma Electrac. 35 seconds to play here in our jam. USA already with 2 full scoring passes in the books, trying to go for a third. Karma Electrac within the teeth of the USA defense now. Los dientes de defensa.
Los bloqueadores.
Ay, sí.
La defensa. Aquí vamos a aprender español. 51 USA Roller Derby, 4 Fuego Latino.
Y 11 puntos para Annie Swanson en el... I can't remember last.
You will do it.
Here we are. If you see us out here, we have our first official time out of our game. Well, it's like to tell the time to tell you, upgrade your safety with Derby-driven innovation, 888. They have more Derby specific than any other brand. 888 has you covered.
And we have My Roller Derby, the World Derby shop specialist in France and Europe. Aquí tenemos a Raptor ya no tuvimos tiempo de ver qué pasó, ya pasó tan rápido. Raptor que está entrando en su initial pass, ya en su scoring pass, ya marcó sus puntos. Reciclada, no, ya está bien, estaba en las líneas. Raptor en sus mejores momentos. Lauren Mutch ya pasó su initial pass. Raptor marca sus puntos y con el fin de este jam. 8 puntos por ese jam para Fuego Latino.
First multi-pass scoring jam for Fuego Latino of the game. First jammer other than House the Boss to get points. Excellent jam by Raptor. Excellent jam. Really shrugging off two big hits from Tenacity in that jam and making her way through quickly.
Así fue, no tuvimos tiempo de ver. Fue tan rápido, un viento pasó.
Y fuerza.
Y fuerza, dinámica. Sí. El 7 de Fuego Latino, Evil Alex. Evil Alex en el exterior. Segunda vez que Fuego Latino toma un lead. Ese es un hit. Evil Alex que prefiere terminar ese jam antes que llegara el jammer de USA Roller Derby. Un punto para Fuego Latino. Eso nos hace a 13-51.
Is it safe to say, Moose, that this is what the crowd came to see? Fuego Latino getting a foothold in the game. They've run off 9 points over the last two jams, and they now trail by 38 points.
Sí, así es. Vamos a intentar poner menos puntos entre los dos equipos.
Let's see what happens. Freight Train with lead here in jam number 13 against House the Boss. House the Boss trying to find some better success as the star is past the Peace War now. Scald immediately going to defense, and Peace War says, no, thank you. I will see you later. And Scald calling that jam off.
Eso fue increíble. Pero en Roller Derby no es un adiós, es un nos vemos.
Peace War, one of those players, not pivots, not jammers, just players that loves contact. Immediately saw Scald, who also loves contact. I love this. Scald has one of those trucks that has the raise. It's this high off the ground. And so you know that she craves some physical contact too, but Peace War saying, denied.
Yeah, así fue. Klein en este jam lead, la 33 de USA Roller Derby. Está alineada para Fuego Latino Karma Litrak. Karma Litrak que está intentando empujar en esta defensa de USA Roller Derby. Los packs están muy compactos. Este Apex en el interior por Klein. Este es un show de habilidades, de flexibilidad también. El interior otra vez. Ya Klein está marcando sus puntos. Y termina tranquilamente. Ocho puntos más para USA Roller Derby. 63-13.
A Raptor coming out once again. Not a short rotation necessarily, but you can tell Fuego Latino wants to keep their jammers warm because of the speed of this game. The pace of this game always picks up with USA Roller Derby, but Fuego has been able to match that pace fairly well. Andy Swanson getting lead, maneuvering around Whiskey Von Sweets. Raptor has not been able to get away from the WFGDI jam line as of yet, and the pack has stayed in that box between the jam line and the pivot line.
Sí, qué bonito se ve. Ya ahora se está avanzando muy rápido el pack con la 27. Ya Peacemaker ya cogió el cobre casco y se terminó el jam.
Andy Swanson asking for 4 points. The officials say only 3, solamente 3. Pero another good jam for USA Roller Derby. 63-13 is their 66-13 is their advantage. Under 13 minutes to play in our first period of our game here on the S1 track at the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup.
Vamos en la WTA Jam Line con Lauren Murch y Havelax. Lauren Murch ya no la presentamos, pero pasa muy rápido igual. Lauren Murch. Lauren Murch ya pasó y estaban buscando otra vez a marcar sus puntos mientras allá. Por Fuego Latino se está ayudando. Fuego Latino que intenta poner en práctica su estrategia de assist. Y sí funciona Sí funciona, ya Lauren Mach ya no puede pasar, está reciclada. Otra vez. Oh, eso pudo dejar pasar a la 0-3 Olivia Chotton-John.
Lauren Mach so adept at using that hand to maneuver blockers, just that little bit of pressure and kind of faking where she is. And as soon as you turn and set yourself, she's moved to the other side. Oh, that was very close. A couple of USA blockers went down at the back, and Olivia Chotton-John smelled points in the air. So Lauren Mach having to call off that jam when you can tell USA wanted to run a little bit.
Yeah, it was amazing to see. Era increíble de ver eso. Era el jam el más largo. 12 puntos por Team USA. USA Roller Derby. Perdón.
House the Boss jamming 4, Fuego Latino against Freight Train, jam number 17. 17 en este partido. Freight Train looking for room up the inside line. Had to step around Tenacity and might have been delayed by the blocker being in her way. Lead jammer House the Boss swinging around the outside. Fuego Latino has their triangle set up at the top with one blocker extra. They always need all 4 blockers against Freight Train. House the Boss sprinting into the middle of the USA defense and managing, look at that low center of gravity to stay inbounds, just the one hand out against the blocking from Tenacity. Now the star pass. First time we've seen the star pass for USA Roller Derby, as this one goes over to Gallifrey, and 2 points, up 3 points. There's the thumb for Fuego Latino Roller Derby. House the Boss back on the board. Fuego Latino approaching 20 points. They trail 78-16.
Eso es lo que queremos ver. Qué show.
I love this setup, Moose, that we have here at Olympia World. You have the balcony in 3 tiers and fans hanging over the edge. It reminds me, as we start this next jam, of when you'd see old pictures of spectators on buildings to watch sporting events.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Scald Eagle with lead jammer here against Karma Electrac in jam number 18. We did have an out-of-play block, so this will be a power jam against Fuego Latino, an advantage for USA Roller Derby.
Score Eagle, Score Eagle, Score Eagle. Ya está marcando sus puntos. Y sí, como dijiste, aquí se siente la energía, el amor de la gente, los espectadores, los gritos. Se ve bonito, la verdad. Se siente igual. ¡Oh! ¿Qué está pasando aquí? Score Eagle ya entra en la Sisu Mouthguard Penalty Box por un cutting. Eso no lo había visto desde un buen, ¿cómo se dice allá en Latinoamérica? Eso significa, ¿qué significa Spider?
It's huge. This is our first jammer switch of the game, and this will be the first jam that will go the full 2 minutes, 2 minutos en el reloj. 50 segundos remaining in the jam. Karma Electrac trying to work around K-Woo, and does so, and that is the initial pass for Karma Electrac. Fuego Latino set up in the back as Scald Eagle comes out of the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box. Karma Electrac trying to go around the outside line, might have gotten a couple of points there, but was forced out of bounds.
Eso es era la oportunidad de pasar y ya marcar sus puntos. A ver cómo le van a hacer ahora para que pase. Ya USA Roller Derby ya está poniendo toda su fuerza para que Scald Eagle ya pase, pero ahora ya está organizando la defensa de Fuego Latino. Karma Electrac está. Ya Darko se está ayudando. Darko y Don't Blink. Ya pasó, marcó. Sí, no. 3 puntos para Fuego Latino, 16 para USA Roller Derby. Es el jam que dio más puntos para USA Roller Derby.
And as we have a timeout on the floor, team timeout taken by USA Roller Derby. No, they're asking for an official review, but you know what? We'll still use our team timeout this time to tell you about Crash Course. Helps busy roller derby athletes increase strength, endurance, and agility, conquer self-doubt, and create the habits of high performers to become all-stars and MVPs on the track and in life. Want a custom training plan with accountability, skill, and footage reviews, nutrition strategies, and athlete mindset development created by our knowledgeable team of coaches so you can level up this year? It's a very long question. Visit chrissycrash.com to apply now. That's Chrissy Crash with a KRISSYKRASH.com. Life is a contact sport. Win. A break in our action, Moose, and it's hard to say exciting game too many times, but I love the fact that Fuego Latino has been so on everything with their star passes, using their offense to get their jammers free, and then using their defense to really make things hard for the Team USA jammers. Lauren Much has had some success. Scald Eagle, I think, has been the most successful jammer for USA so far, but they have held their own against some of the best in the world.
Así es, tenemos aquí el mejor derby mundial, así que todos están como nosotros, creo que con tanta tensión, con tanta emoción, lo estamos repitiendo, obviamente, porque así se siente aquí. Y eso nunca se ve en otra parte, nada más que aquí en el Olympia World en Innsbruck. Hoy.
It's the best. It's the best competition around. So we do have an official review here, and Moose, if you have that, you want to tell our audience on the official review request?
No.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Oh, okay.
So USA requested an insubordination penalty for the Fuego jammer Karma Electrac for not leaving the track in time and going straight to the Sisu Mouthguard's penalty box. The officials determined that the skater did leave the track with enough expediency, and so USA does not retain their official review.
Gracias, Paidor, para explicarlo.
De nada. Again, it's 9 a.m. and we have such a good crowd. And if you think of any tournaments that your league is hosted that have 9 a.m. games, the crowd is not like this.
No, así es, la gente está durmiendo, tomando su café. Ya no, aquí a las 7 de la mañana están listos para ver Roller Derby. Pero es el más bonito del mundo también. Así es, se debe, se merece.
And for our audience watching live on Roller Derby World Cup.live, wherever you may be, we hope you have your coffee, we hope you have your water. Definitely hydrate no matter where you are. And some of you might be up late enough to be having a beverage that may have some carbonation and some different flavor with it. So we hope you enjoy watching wherever you are, whatever you are drinking, whatever you are eating at any time of day around the world. Our official review might have morphed into an official timeout here, as we got word from Scar Trek, our buddy here, that the official review was not retained by USA Roller Derby. Cannot tell if the explanation is coming to the captains. Oh, we have that official review leading to an official review as Fuego asked for illegal contact penalty on the USA jammer Scald Eagle. So now we are waiting the results of that official review.
Así es. Del último jam que pasó, tenemos un bloqueador de USA Roller Derby en la penalty box, en la Sisu World penalty box, así que vamos a ver también cómo lo hacen.
So we're waiting the results of the official review now as our officials have released from their huddle. Official reviews can sometimes be like the tribbles from Star Trek, where they just multiply, even if you only get I guess you can only multiply it by 2. As we have now, bailando en los stands, en las sillas y en la pista, of course.
Sí, así es. Pasó el equipo de México, creo que saludó a sus amigos, ¿no?
So we have our game starting up on track number 2 directly behind us, and fans cheering for the anthem as well as the music. Now we have our official review coming to be notified, and the fans are coming out, both on the benches, and you see with our official NSFW in the middle. The rain came to Innsbruck finally yesterday, but it is still warm and it is still humid here in our weekend home in Austria.
Así es. Vamos a ver qué va a pasar luego de la decisión del oficial. Creo que vamos a empezar ya otra vez. Entonces, sí tenemos un bloqueador de USA Roller Derby en la Sisu Penalty Box. Y empezamos con la 33 Klein de USA Roller Derby contra Raptor. Raptor de Fuego Latino. ¿Qué pasó en el interior en el primer viraje? Raptor que está entrando en la defensa de USA Roller Derby. Reciclada por la 30 de USA Roller Derby.
Fuego does have one blocker in the box. Raptor forced out of bounds by Tenacity. Had to call that one off. This is not the game where you can stretch jams and try and get your blockers out of the box. So Raptor and Fuego with a nice job there. Mimi Mahler with a great block to spring Raptor for that scoring opportunity, and then going back and bridging to keep the pack in play. 3 points, 4 points now. They got the extra point, did Fuego Latino, and they come out of the OR break with their first score.
23-94 por el momento. Fuego Latino que está adelante de la pista del pack. Ya está empujando, está muy pequeño, muy complejo, compacto ese pack. Alguien va a ir a la cárcel para un multiplayer. Y House the Boss ya pasó, ya tiene el lead. USA Roller Derby que ya tiene un bloqueador menos por este multiplayer. Este twist y este call. ¿Ganó sus puntos? ¿Sí o no ganó sus puntos? Vamos a verlo. Yo creo que sí. La cadera pasó. Sí, ya pasó. 4 nuevos puntos para Fuego Latino. Vamos lento, pero vamos bien.
And Haas the Boss was going up to check with the jam official, saw those 4 points go up and said, "Wah, that's it, I got it." Threw one finger in the air. So once again, consecutive shutout jams for Fuego Latino, this time on an 8-point run over the last 2.
Lauren Murch. Un pie y sí pasó para Peace War, la pivot que ya se volvió la estrella de Fuego Latino. Lauren Murch que prefiere marcar sus puntos y ya terminar el jump, perdón.
So far, our highest scoring jammer in this game, Scald Eagle with 34 points. House the Boss for Fuego has the most leads with 2, and Raptor scored 8 points on that jam, the first multi-scoring pass for Fuego Latino. We have under 5 minutes remaining here in our first half of play. Once again on the S1 track is Freight Train jamming for USA Roller Derby against Karma Electrac. Karma Electrac number 027 in the white jersey with the purple gradient towards the bottom. Freight Train finding some space on the outside and then doing what Freight Train does, using that strength and guile to move past the jammer to a lead. Another nice bounce around the outside and then just a move through Olivia Shootin' for 4 points. Olivia Shootin' the pivot for Fuego Latino as Karma Electrac is knocked down in the back behind K-Woo. Might have gotten a hand rolled over there. She's trying to shake that out. Meanwhile, Freight Train moving through the pack for another 4 points.
Así es. Karma Electrac que está peleando atrás. El pack está muy, muy denso. Karma Electrac que intenta sacarse de este peligro, porque era un peligro, ya pasó. Olivia recuperó el cubrecasco, pero ya terminó el jam.
Excellent jam for Freight Train. 3 full scoring passes, 12 points in all. USA Roller Derby goes over the century mark in that jam as we have just over 3 minutes to go. 110-27 our score in the first half of play here.
Skull Eagle, Evil Likes en esa WTD Jam Line. Primer partido del día. USA Roller Derby Fuego Latino, aquí estamos.
No jammer hit out this time for Scald Eagle at the beginning of the jam. Evil X working in earnest against the USA triangle of blockers. Block in there from Vicious Van Gogo, trying to force the defense to the inside for Fuego Latino. They tried to chase down Scald Eagle, but once again, that patented Scald Eagle spin move gets them free.
Esa defensa se está reformando muy rápido para intentar detener a Scald Eagle. Se sabe que Scald Eagle ya es muy veloz, con una capacidad de impacto muy fuerte igual. Así que tienen que ser muy fuertes en sus patines. El trabajo de bloqueación aquí es muy complejo.
And that's the thing about it. As the game has evolved, edge work has become so important, and you have to be able to move in and out of balance on your skates. So you see Scald Eagle, who's been doing this for so long. Bonnie Thunders, who is not rostered for this game, another one who has played in 2 or 3 different eras of roller derby. But knowing how to utilize the edges on your skates, utilize your toe stops to stay up, not just staying on 4 wheels the entire time.
Así es. Es un trabajo muy difícil, de hecho.
Sí.
Tienes que entrenar, fuerza, equilibrio, muchas cosas. Involucra muchas cosas.
10 points for USA Roller Derby on that last jam. They lead 120-27. Under about a minute left in our first half of play here.
Aquí tenemos Raptor, Klein. Klein ya pasó, mientras atrás se está peleando para pasar su inicial pass. La defensa de Fuego Latino que intenta empujar a los bloqueadores de USA Roller Derby. Darko está haciendo un puente igual. Darko también que intenta bloquear a la 33 Klein. Klein ya está pasando. Atrás, ¿qué está pasando? Raptor que está reciclada.
Excellent block by Mia Palau to force the recycle. So Olivia Schutten-John did just go down and out on that last block, so another 4 points for Klein. 10 seconds remaining on the period clock. It's likely that this will be our final jam of the first half.
Así es, 128-27 por el momento. Klein que fue expulsada de la pista y ya prefiere terminar ese jam.
So as we conclude our first half of play, our first game of the day, game number 25, if you are counting in your scorecard at home, USA Roller Derby leads Fuego Latino 128-27, and we are in the books. I'm Jumping Spider.
Yo quiero decir nada más que eso es muy bonito. Estamos a 131, USA Roller Derby, Fuego Latino 27. Estamos a la mitad, todo va bien. Estamos viendo bonito derby y vamos a ver qué pasa luego, ¿no?
Sí. We will be back in just a few minutes.
Hey, I'm Scald Eagle, and I wear the S1 Lifer helmet with medium Terry liners. When I'm hitting the track, the last thing I want to be thinking about is how my gear is fitting. My S1 derby gear is just set to jet. I can't live without it. S1, protecting roller derby since 2006.
First rule of Sisu is, wearing a mouth guard is cool. Say the word. Sisu! Second rule of Sisu is, use a thin mouth guard, not a big old gummy one. Say the word. Sisu! Third rule, pick your Sisu style. Fourth rule, talk, breathe, drink, easily. Sisu, Sisu, Sisu! The final rule of Sisu is, unlike others, you got up to 20 times to reload it. Who's got Sisu? Sisu!
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, everybody. We've got you covered.
When it comes to roller derby gear that is trusted worldwide, Spank Alley has been in the game since day one, and we're still leading the pack. Our armbands are the strongest, most trusted on the market, with 3 styles that stay put through every jam, hit and hustle. And guess what? Spank Alley jerseys are here. Ref, Pride and Team styles. Velcro friendly, high quality and custom made for every body type. Ready to level up? Hit us up on socials or head to spankalley.com to place your order. Because in roller derby, if you want to be the best, you better wear the best.
Art of jamming. I think with any sport that requires a lot of mental thought and confidence. Jamming is equal parts mind and body. It's knowing that you're getting ready to put your body up against 3 or 4 other bodies, and a lot of time it's just you against them, and knowing that it's going to be you against them, and maybe you'll have help and maybe you won't, but you're still putting yourself through that and you're okay with it.
Welcome back, everybody out there, to Roller Derby World Cup 2025 in Innsbruck, Austria, hosted by the fearless Bruisers of Innsbruck. We are here on the S1 track at halftime of our game between USA Roller Derby with 131 points and FUEGO Latino Roller Derby with 27 points. Before we get into our fast facts at halftime, we want to let you know that FIFA is a historic European skate brand crafting quality footwear since 1920 and producing roller skates since the 1950s. Proudly made in Europe, FIFA combines tradition with innovation right from their Vienna-based workshop. Learn more about their color customizable line at vifaskates.com and find them on Instagram at vifaskates. That's WIFA Skates.
Aquí vamos con los pequeños fun facts. Aquí tenemos a Aus que marcó 11 puntos y que tomó 3 lead para FUEGO Latino. Para FUEGO Latino también tenemos a Raptor, 12 puntos, tuvo 2 lead. Haverlax tomó 7 puntos y tuvo un lead. Y Karma marcó 3 puntos.
Good first half for FUEGO Latino. On the other side for USA Roller Derby, Scald Eagle leading the way with 44 points, Klein with 31, Lauren Much, who started things off with 23, and Freight Train 19, Annie Swanson in that more of a relief jammer role in their rotation with 14 points. Both teams have only had 1 jammer penalty so far, and if you remember that jam in the first half where Karma Electrac and Scald Eagle both went to the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box, both of those penalties came within the same jam. FUEGO has also had 11 star passes. All of them have gone to Peace War, number 27, or Olivia Shootin' John. That was my bad Greece interpretation.
Vamos con el segundo periodo de este partido que afronta USA Roller Derby contra FUEGO Latino. 131 para USA Roller Derby y 27 para FUEGO Latino. Vamos a empezar con Scotty Girl y Hot the Boss. Vamos a empezar con este pack muy densa también. Un no pack está llamado, pero ya rápidamente se están formando para hacer 2 defensas. La defensa de FUEGO Latino que se está reformando para empujar a House the Boss, a Klein, es Klein. Tenemos un error en el scoreboard, perdón. It's Annie.
Annie Swanson actually.
Yeah.
So our scorers have failed. Our scorers have betrayed us.
Annie que tomó salió del pack. Ya va a empezar a marcar sus puntos. Mientras House the Boss intenta el interior, pero eso era sin contar con esa defensa muy sólida de USA Roller Derby.
Something we didn't see from FUEGO Latino in the first half. Multiple penalties on the same jam. We didn't see that often. They lost 2 blockers to the penalty box. Peace War getting the star pass, trying to get in and get points. And the officials say, no, not that time. They're still conferring. And Peace War is still holding up 2 fingers.
Eso pasa. Pero los referees ya tienen la razón. Son oficiales, son los que ya deciden. Es la ley. Si dicen que no, pero el coach ya puede preguntar, ya puede tomar su decisión de tomar un official review para saber si eso realmente pasó o no. Pero ya no, el juego siguió.
So our second jam of the second half. Lauren Much gets lead for Team USA. Karma Electrac jamming for Fuego Latino, trying to find some space around Tenacity. Tenacity has seemingly been everywhere on the track when a Fuego Latino jammer is trying to find some space. Start once again past the Peace War, who pulls consecutive jams this time. Nice work by Whiskey Von Sweets to stay in bounds around a hit from Dizzy Izzy to try and make space. So Team USA Roller Derby only getting 2 points on that jam. Well, they start the first half modestly for them. 6 points on that jam, 2 points on that second scoring pass. It's a nice view that we had on our stream, just the camera right behind the WFTDI jam line. Freight Train and Raptor both standing there looking statuesque.
Así es. Freight Train que intenta pasar esa defensa muy sólida. Darko que está empujando sus bloqueadores para que no pase Freight Train. Toda la fuerza que se pone es increíble. Freight Train ya tuvo el lead. 2 bloqueadores de Fuego Latino en la Sisu World Penalty Box. Así que eso deja todo el campo libre para Freight Train para marcar sus puntos.
The Raptors still unable to get through the very nicely waterfalling USA defense. You see Tarantula creeping over there to sit in that L formation and possibly finish that hit. But we have a star pass now to Olivia Shootin' Nice deceptive star pass by Fuego Latino.
Star pass por Fuego Latino, todavía no. Estamos esperando que el cubrecasco se pone realmente, porque si no, no cuenta.
Olivia Shootin' went down. Freight Train stepping around and over her to get some purchase there. And there's going to be a penalty on Freight Train for a cut. So this will be the second power jam opportunity for Fuego Latino. Under 40 seconds remaining here for Olivia Shootin'. Still working on the initial pass.
Eso nos gusta mucho. Ahora la defensa de Fuego Latino va a poner toda su fuerza para impactar a USA Roller Derby y que pase el jammer de Fuego Latino. Olivia Shotgun ya está entrando para marcar sus puntos. Todo el trabajo de los bloqueadores está ahora visible.
Olivia Shootin' forced to the infield. 5 seconds remaining in the jam here. Trying to pick up as many points as possible. And Tarantula, did Olivia Shootin' get her hips around during that hit? And that's 3 points. So you expect that Tarantula would have been that 4th point that wasn't gotten. But a hard-working 3 points for Olivia Shootin' off of the star pass. 10 points in total for USA Roller Derby on that jam. Fuego Latino on the board for the first time in the second half. Our scoreline 153-30.
Esos starting pass ya ayudan mucho. Fuego Latino está ganando sus puntos también con esas acciones.
Official timeout has been called on the track, so we will have our first break of the second half. Once again, 24 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. 24 minutos y 45 segundos.
Wow.
Sí, en la pista, en el reloj.
Sí, muy bien, tú muy bien.
Recuerdo números. Es la más vocabulario, es trouble para mí.
Ok, está bien. Vamos poco a poco.
So a short official timeout here as we are already back on the track. Jam timer has signaled for 5 seconds. Just now, Scald Eagle will be jamming this one against, I believe, that is Evil X. Scald Eagle and Evil X have been on the line both simultaneously 3 times now.
Oh, ¿qué estamos viendo ahora? Scald Eagle está mandando en la Sisu World Penalty Box. Significa que tenemos un power jam para Fuego Latino. Ese es el segundo. Eso. ¡Ay, no! Otra vez un jammer que está mandando en la Sisugo penalty box por un cutting.
The second time we will have a jammer switch penalties on the same jam. Scald Eagle, Evil X meeting in the Sisu mouthguard penalty box. Say, fancy meeting you here.
Se vieron nada más un segundo y ya otra vez Scott Eagle se ve. Está tomando notas del mirror de USA Roller Derby y continúa su carrera.
Second time we will have a full 2-minute jam here, of which there is 1 minute remaining. Scald Eagle threw on a scoring pass. Peace War now heading to the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box. So Fuego Latino with a jammer and 2 blockers left out on the track, and that's finger looking good for Scald Eagle. An easy time through the pack.
Tiene un boulevard, como se dice, tiene la ruta libre sobre un patín. Pues sí, ella lo puede hacer.
And such a clever move, that skateboard push when you're slightly off balance, coming around the edge of the track. That is a little bit tougher to teach. That hop step move on the toe stop. Scald Eagle another 4 points.
¿Qué está pasando del lado de Fuego Latino? La defensa se está organizando. Eso es, nos gusta ver la 22 de Fuego Latino que intenta ponerla fuera y sí logró. Scott que está aplazando ella. Qué bonito eso.
Mimi Mahler with perhaps the individual effort of the game so far, catching Scald Eagle at the top, forcing them out of bounds to the outside, reestablishing position immediately, and then forcing out of bounds to the inside. Excellent work. Still the largest jam of the game. Scald Eagle has set that mark twice and then broken it twice. 20 points in that jam.
20 puntos para este jam de parte de Scott Eagle para USA Roller Derby. 173-30.
And still the pivot in the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box for Fuego Latino. Well, the coaches for Fuego Latino just outside of that green tape talking with Peace War. We have an official timeout on the track, so some time. Oh, team timeout, that is a timeout for Fuego Latino, their first team timeout of the half, of the game.
Crash courses helps Buzzy Roller Derby athletes increase strength, endurance, and agility, conquer self-doubt, and create the habit of high performance to become hostile and MVPs on the track and in life. Wants to make 2-minute jam feel easy? Visit crazycrash.com to download the free off-skate roller derby training series. Life is a contact sport. Win!
That was perfect. Honestly, I think that was better in your accent than mine, because also, where I'm from is no accent at all. So back to action as our team timeout concludes, and Klein jamming for USA Roller Derby against Haas the Boss. Haas finding some room, switches around the outside, has one to beat, maintains position, and now USA comes back together. There was a moment where Haas the Boss had some daylight, but kept getting knocked just off balance enough to be slowed down. And Klein has some free sailing with already 4 points in the book, and looking for a second scoring pass, and will get it.
Sí, eso fue muy bonito, pero no tuvo la oportunidad de pasar a tiempo y ya está pasando su estrella a su pivot. El pivot que va a intentar hacer el trabajo para el equipo de Fuego Latino. Fin de este jam para Klein.
Fuego Latino going to a five-player defense there for a moment. It looked like Haas the Boss actually forced that inside move on Klein, who looked a bit gassed actually after that jam. There was a lot of action going on, and Klein was never. Fuego Latino's so good at putting bodies on. They stay close with every player that they need to, and they try to stay as close as they can with every jammer. So nothing against Klein for calling that jam. They had a lot to work through.
Así fue. Karma Rick-Track, Annie Swanson. Oh, este pack es muy bonito, ¿eh? Se ve muy construido de las dos partes. Ya están empujando, los triángulos están bien hechos. Se siente la estructura hecha y reciclada. La número 88 de USA Roller Derby por Fuego Latino. Atrás también se están peleando el lead. Intenta el exterior, a ver qué pasa, si hay brecha o no. ¡Uy! El twist. También adelante del pack se está peleando porque todavía no se sabe quién tiene el lead.
And we've played nearly a full minute of this jam. Once again, the Dominican Dynamite had a very good game against Wales yesterday. Karma Electrac almost gets a little bit of a break there. Throws the hands up behind like a beach in La Playa. And has to recycle.
Miren eso, estamos casi a la mitad de la pista y todavía no se sabe quién tiene el lead. No encontraron una brecha para pasar. Eso significa que la defensa es fuerte, pero sí pasó. Karma Electrac ya tuvo el lead.
First lead of the second half for Fuego.
Es la oportunidad de marcar sus puntos para ese periodo.
We played nearly the entire jam before we got lead, and there will be a single digits worth of points there. Officials still conferring as we are within our jams. 1 point,
Oui.
the hardest working point in show business for Karma Electrac on that last jam.
I say it in French.
The James Brown of jammer points.
Lauren match para USA Roller Derby. Lauren match y el exterior. Se conoce mucho la habilidad de ese jammer por sus apex, sus brincos, sus saltos, sus patines, sus llegadas así lenta, pero con fuerza al mismo tiempo, muy baja en sus patines.
Just very good at everything, and that's important as the stars pass now to Olivia Schutten-John from Raptor. Again, that junior training, learning the game from an early age, as I think so many of us grew up roller skating, just at the rink for fun. But Lauren learning the movements of the game, so that muscle memory is so built in from when she was smaller, lighter, had to use different ways to get through the pack. Then you get older, your body matures, you get stronger, and you learn how to work those little the stabilizers in your ankles to use those edges, get low, use those level changes. Just a very well-rounded player.
Y aquí se puede ver, aquí es el lugar para verlo, porque aquí tenemos los mejores del mundo, se puede decir.
It's a perfect time to see all of that on action. Freight Train, the lead jammer for USA Roller Derby in jam number 8. Haas the Boss still trying to make her way through the pack.
Los dos bloqueadores que estaban en la Sisugua Penalty Box ya se están saliendo poco a poco. Falta de arco todavía, pero la defensa de Fuego Latino ya se está organizando para recepcionar a Freight Train. El Apex que intentó no pasó.
See Haas the Boss, who has passed the star to Whiskey Von Sweets, yelling for L, the defense, to come back, get a body on Freight Train, not stay up necessarily trying to play offense only. First star pass of the game that did not go to Peace War or Olivia Schutten-John. Since this one goes to Whiskey Von Sweets. Freight Train on a third scoring pass. The pack congeals into turn number 1. Everyone coming together. It's like a rugby scrum. Another scoring pass for Freight Train, USA Roller Derby over the double century mark. 12 points in this jam for Freight Train. Maneuvering around Peace War, there was some body contact, some little hand maneuverings like you go this way and I'll go by you. Another 4 points for Freight Train.
Eso va a ser, puede ser que sea el jam más, con más puntos, puede, de USA Roller Derby. Vamos a ver si van a hacer un récord. 16 puntos para USA Roller Derby, un poquito más creo. 18 para USA Roller Derby para ese jam. 212-31.
Just under 16 minutes left in our game. Once again, this is the 25th game of our tournament, the first of the day on the S1 track here at Olympia World. And we will have a timeout, official timeout on the track. Once again, We are 15 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in our game on our first game of the track. On track 2, just behind us, we have Australia versus New Zealand. Australia was winning that game when I checked at halftime. We will have a full day's slate of action for you all day long. And I love the Swiss scoring system, trying to match up teams based on strength factor. Not the easiest to set up, but even though we've had some games with wide scoring margins, we've had a litany of competitive games.
Así es. Así se puede disfrutar de partidos que tienen como esa intensidad, ese placer de ver, porque la gente van a ver un partido con menos puntos de distancia y eso es lo más increíble cuando estás viendo un partido de roller derby. Yo ayer estuve comentando el partido de España y Nueva Zelanda, así que también sé cómo va a ser aquí al lado.
Oh, that was a brilliant game too. It was like that New Zealand, Aotearoa, yes, versus España versus Spain yesterday. And that was our only upset of the first game, of the first day's play. New Zealand winning that one 151 to 139. But even the game, Australia versus Salam, where Kate Silver in that last jam scored 12 points on pretty much the second best team that we've had at every World Cup, to basically beat the scoring, the expected scoring margin for in that game, and keep Salam in the upper bracket and get them a better game today. You've had so many performances like that. And of course, that absolute barn burners. We have an official review now on the track.
Yep.
Official review has been requested by Fuego Latino Roller Derby. That barn burner of a game between Fuego Latino yesterday and Wales, where Wales pulled it to win 8 points, called timeout with 2 seconds to go, and something I've never seen before, an injury with blood on the track where they had to call the jam. Karma Electrack for Fuego Latino was in the penalty box. Time went off, and there were no points awarded to Wales. Karma Electrack battled in the final jam that had no time on the period clock, got lead with about 33 seconds to go, and called the jam. Wales was so close to either tying the game or even outright winning it. And a game that had no overtime jams felt like it had 3.
Wow, eso es increíble. Eso es roller derby también. Se puede ver solo aquí.
This is when we tell our friends, come and watch roller derby. This is what we mean. This is what we're talking about. The physical action, the intelligence, the stamina that it takes to play this sport. This is the highest level that you can get. Until one day, when we finally get roller derby in the Olympics.
Aquí estamos viendo qué va a pasar. Ahora, entonces, ¿qué está pasando? Los referees están viendo qué van a decidir porque Fuego Latino pide una illegal position en la 202. Okay.
So the illegal position penalty request for Freight Train, number 202 for USA Roller Derby, for skating out of bounds without contact.
Okay.
Would have been at the tail end of the jam.
Porque la jammer de Fuego Latino está en su penalty box, así que estamos viendo qué va a pasar. Official timeout otra vez.
So
eso nos da tiempo para hacer otras cosas.
So, and now, a word from our sponsors. Sucker Punch Skate Shop is the biggest roller derby shop in Europe. That's a big deal. Fast shipping, large stock, expert advice at the best price. SuckerPunchSkateShop.com.
Amazing. Ya, vamos a regresar. Tenemos un bloqueo. Oh, tenemos los dos jammers en penalty box. Así que eso es muy bonito. No se ve mucho. ¿Cómo van a hacer para empezar este jam? Van a llamar el jam así y luego los dos jammers, cuando va a ser su tiempo, se van a ir poco a poco. Ya Fuego Latino empezó porque fue primero en la Sisugo penalty box. Y el segundo jammer de USA Roller Derby ya viene luego.
And so Freight Train will come out of the box. A successful official review for Fuego Latino, but Freight Train maneuvering through the inside to get lead. Peace War was desperately trying to draw a cut there as Karma Electrac came out and was immediately met by Shira Powers. So a scoring pass here for Freight Train. A second scoring pass, 4 points already. Freight Train just so strong and such a skilled player. It's hard to stay up from that first contact when she comes into the pack.
Así es, sí, es un player muy impactante. Y la defensa tiene que ser lista para recepcionarla porque sí manda duro, como se dice. Fue increíble ese inicio de jam. No se ve mucho. Cuando empieza en la Sisu Guard Penalty Box, no se ve mucho.
Well, it's like the Sisu Mouthguard's penalty box emptied and said, nobody said we want to go back. We don't want to go back, even if they're fanning, even if you get the 30-second break and get fanned. But both teams playing tough defense and not losing anybody to any infractions. Freight Train now trying to find space on the inside, quickly swallowed up by Whiskey Von Sweets, now Mimi Mahler, who's had such a good game defensively, using every part of her upper body to slow things down. Now Peace War trying to get that last block. Call coming from the bench to call it, but Haas the Boss coming out as the pivot this time, looking for a star pass, gets it, but Freight Train calls off the jam. Let's see here, there should be another 4 points, looking for that final word from the officials. 0 points for Fuego Latino Roller Derby in this one.
220 para USA Roller Derby, 31 para Fuego Latino.
I see the coach from USA Roller Derby coming out to the middle to confer with Platty Nate, the officials here.
Aquí estamos en la WFTD Jam Line con Karma Electrac, Scorigirl. Scorigirl que no hemos visto ayer en su partido contra Chile. No jugó, no estaba alineada.
And USA Roller Derby has so much room to kind of use their rosters. We said Bonnie Thunder's not playing in this game. They really have the ability to save some players, keep some players rested for what they expect to be in that quarterfinal and final games on Saturday and Sunday.
Eso es una parte que está bien, es una ventaja.
Well,
¿Qué está pasando?
I love this game because not only with the addition of the borderless teams, a Scald Eagle on his second scoring pass, looking for a third, Karma Electrac now loses the cap, and immediately Dizzy Izzy standing guard over it. Karma Electrac has not realized that cap is gone. I think the bench is trying to let her know, but she's just fighting through the defense, and Scald Eagle, that's smart by Scald Eagle to maintain that position and force Karma Electrac to maneuver around her. And Scald Eagle going to call the jam as Karma Electrac went down behind a blocker and was almost folded in half, made contact with the back, but...
Sí, pero estuvo bonito porque 4 de los bloqueadores de USA Roller Derby la ayudaron a levantarse. Eso es el espíritu que estamos buscando también y nos gusta mucho ver.
Exactly. Good sporting play from Scald Eagle, recognizing that there was close to a dangerous situation, calling off the jam. Scald Eagle, 12 points. Scald Eagle and double-digit jams go together like peanut butter and marmalade. Well, marmalade. I don't eat jelly or marmalade, but that was for Moose. That one was for Moose.
Estamos con Klein Mistaki de lado de Fuego Latino. Mistaki que intenta hacer un stop cross. Es el primer jam de Mistaki. Lo pasó muy rápido, el cubre casco a la 27 a Peace War, la capitana de Fuego Latino. 4 puntos más para USA Roller Derby.
And Painbo let us know earlier, Moose, that we have not been able to confirm this, but I believe that Peace War has played every jam so far. Almost every jam in this game. And when you think about it, with the 30 minutes per half, Roller Derby evens out to about 20, 21 jams per half. That's 40 jams in an entire game. Playing even 80% of that is almost impossible to think about.
It's enormous. Es increíble. Eso es como la misión de los pivots también, de ser las dos cajas de bloqueador y también jammer. Y eso es wow. Porque estás bloqueando, ya me necesitan, voy, ya me vuelvo jammer. Eso es multifacet, es increíble.
You almost have to be of two minds to play that game and play it so long when fatigue starts setting in and you're playing against the best team in the world. As our pack stretches out now from the pivot line out to the middle of the apex and between turns number 1 and 2, Olivia shooting John and Don't Blink working together to dump Annie Swanson to the outside. On a scoring pass is Annie Swanson, but not able to get the full 4 points there, has to recycle and do it all over again. As now Evil X comes through the pack and his lead. There was a no pass, no penalty on Annie Swanson. So Fuego Latino has the hammer on this jam, and they can score points if they want to, and Evil X is going to try and do just that. A spin move to the inside. Did not get all 4 points, wanted to make sure no cut. 3 points for Evil X. Second lead in this half for Fuego Latino, first since the early going in our second half. And so Fuego Latino bumps their total up to 34, about 9 minutes to play. I did not see the hand for Annie Swanson, and I was wondering, and all of a sudden that finger went up, and you just felt the room swell like a hot air balloon.
34 Fuego Latino, 236 USA Roller Derby.
We have an official timeout here on the track. So a break in the action.
Lauren Mudge y Raptor están alineadas para Sisu Guard en la Sisu Guard Jam Line para el próximo jam. Uy, Lauren Mudge en el exterior. Lauren Mudge que tomó todos sus lead. Lauren Mudge. Yo veo que cuando Lauren Mudge tiene la estrella, los packs están muy complejo, muy denso. Y ya luego pasa, pero con facilidad, digo, porque no se estira el pack. Que aprovecha el pasaje y vuela.
And there's some jammers that like the outside line, they like the inside line. And you can tell Lauren Mudge, with the way that just physics work, you always swing a little towards the outside line in the turns. She likes to go that way, and she's had so much success on the outside line, but can still play and succeed anywhere in the track. Freight Train is a jammer that likes the inside line and likes to muscle her way through the inside line, but there, a nice spin move, almost a pirouette ballerina-like, and Freight Train gets lead.
Sí, fue impactante, fue con fuerza porque se levantó con un poquito de penal a 55 porque sí le dio y por Freight Train mandando en la Sisugua penalty box. Eso significa que es un power jam para Fuego Latino.
This jam will go the full 2 minutes as well. Haas the Boss trying to make some inroads here, and does. Got past Gallifrey on the inside with a long step. Under 10 seconds remaining on this power jam as Freight Train is standing in the penalty box.
Ya no estamos en una situación de no pack. La defensa que está reformando para que todo sea muy legal.
It's good defense from Fuego Latino, but you're in a tough spot. You almost have to play 4 blockers against Freight Train at all times, but Haas the Boss needs some offensive help. So you have to make a choice here if you're trying to maximize defense or use offense to get your jammer points.
Así es, pero estrategia también. Eso se decide en equipo, se ve. Es una cosa que tenemos también que decir, es que la mayoría de las personas que están en la pista se conocen, juegan juntos, se han visto jugar. No es la primera vez es la primera vez que se afrontan, pero no es la primera vez que juegan juntos.
Sí. It's their first time playing together at World Cup, but that's the advantage for Fuego Latino, I think, with their players' location, mostly in North America. They've had multiple opportunities to play together at RollerCon, at the All-Stars, at the Skate Wars tournament in Michigan that I was announcing at that tournament, and saw some very good games from Fuego Latino. So that jam comes to a close. A good jam for Fuego Latino as well. 4 points for Haas the Boss, 8 for Freight Train. And once again, Fuego Latino on the board, pushing their total towards that all-important half century. They trail USA Roller Derby 248-38, ticking down to about 5 minutes remaining in our game.
38 Fuego Latino, 248 USA Roller Derby. Estamos a 5 minutos de la segunda parte de este juego. Wow, Scott Eagle que está empujando fuerte. Se está pasando con esta esquiva. Pero, digo, pasa, pero sí como que lucha también. Eso significa que la defensa es fuerte también.
And that
No
is,
es fácil así, no.
No, they're not making it easy at all, even for a jammer like Scald Eagle, who's played probably the best in terms of statistical points gained versus points given up in for USA Roller Derby, but they have had to fight for all those points.
Tenemos un bloqueador de Fuego Latino en Sisugo Penalty Box, así que eso es una desventaja para Fuego Latino, pero ya regresó en la pista.
The Peace War trying to make some hay on the inside line, but Shira Powers not making it easy at all. And the Peace War, with the 6th star pass of the half, was trying to get the officials some help, saying that she was being pushed out of bounds with 2 hands rather than forced out of bounds. Oh my goodness, Scarred Eagle just hopped over the inside line over Mimi Mahler. Think about that jump. Mimi was standing straight up. She was not bent over. She was not squatted down. And Scald Eagle just elevated, went from one skate to the other, stayed in bounds. Again, that invisible tether that jammers have that keeps them on the track.
Está demasiado alta esa atleta, por eso. Qué increíble.
So now a position that Scald Eagle is not used to being in, which is down, a direction I should say, as 3 defenders for Fuego Latino and Scald Eagle went down just about 10 feet beyond the pivot line. Mimi Mahler going to head to the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box. Shira Powers, the pivot for USA in the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box. So both teams starting 1 blocker down as we enter jam number 16. 12 points for Scald Eagle on the preceding jam.
260-38 en este momento. 12 puntos para USA Roller Derby en este último jam. Estamos de regreso con House the Boss y Klein. El sándwich. El sándwich. Los dos bloqueadores se encerraron en la jammer de Fuego Latino. Eso que Klein tuvo la oportunidad de pasar mientras todos los bloqueadores estaban encima de ella.
Great work from the USA Roller Derby blockers, as we have a timeout called here on the track. Team timeout, Fuego Latino. Was going to say, Moose, that just the fact that they stopped Haas from getting out free and scoring points, knowing how dangerous of a jammer that she is, but they did lose Dizzy Izzy to the Sisu Mouthguards penalty box, and they still have Shira Powers in there. So I think that was a smart call by Haas the Boss, because they will have the blocker advantage into this next jam. And that's pretty incredible. That was the first scoreless jam of the game. As I have called it, a wash. Un jam de lavar.
Aquí estamos. Está bien, está bien. Estamos con 2 bloqueadores de USA Roller Derby en la Sisugo Penalty Box. 1 de Fuego Latino.
So if you think about it, this last 2 and almost 2.5 minutes of the game, what's the goal for Fuego Latino as they close things out? Or what should the goals be? Do you look to get to 50 points? Do you look to try and just hold USA at 260 or below 300? What do you think that they should be focusing on?
Yo creo que están enfocados en poner los puntos. Digo, ir en lo más allá que pueden. Forzar y hacer que la distancia entre los puntos sea menos posible. Vamos a ver si eso pasa, pero yo digo que están bien por el momento, todo bien. Es normal, es USA Rural Derby, no es ningún equipo. Eso es un lead para Raptor, para Fuego Latino. Faltan 2 minutos, un poquito más de 2 minutos en este partido. Raptor que está peleando en la entrada del pack, en la salida del pack, perdón. Uy, con fuerza. ¿Quién está empujando con fuerza? Sí, en USA Road Derby es muy impactante. Wow, eso ayudó mucho a Annie porque ya ahora salió, pero eso fue sin contar en la 27 y la 22 de Fuego Latino. Eso, los dos de Fuego Latino 27 y 22, que son Mimi Mahler y Peace War. Es un dúo que sí funciona muy bien en bloquear la gente, bloquear los jammers. Se vio en muchos jams.
And Mimi Mahler reading that fake from Annie Swanson, not going for the eyes, the eyebrows moving, and was able to make that catch, and then Peace War caught up. She did get a forearm penalty, just a bit too much force pushing out with the hands, but that was great defending by Fuego Latino, and they scored 3 points, shutting out Team USA in that jam. So not only at maximizing their points, but doing what they can to minimize the opponent's points. They might have another shot here. Oh, Hoss the Boss was delayed just enough by Gallifrey to have Lauren Much get lead, and now forced out of bounds by Tenacity.
Wow, fue un inicio muy rápido, ¿no? Vimos lo que pasó. Directo, llegaron al segundo viraje. Uy, ya pasó Hoss the Boss para Fuego Latino. Lauren Much para USA Roller Derby. Puede que sea el último jam. Uy, Fuego Latino que pide un team timeout.
Oh, what an embrace by Vicious Van Gogh and Hoss the Boss. And another high five from Lauren Much. Good jam. 4 points there for USA Roller Derby. We are under 30 seconds to play. Stay tuned. Of course, we want you to stay tuned the entirety of this tournament, but we are going to have another banger for you. Canada versus Black Diaspora Roller Derby will be right here on the S1 track following the conclusion of this matchup. And
Fuego Latino que tiene un bloqueador en la Sisuwa Penalty Box, también USA Roller Derby. Así que vamos a empezar el último jam, puede, con 2 bloqueadores menos.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Which one?
Oh, yes. It's Animal Day. Moose is like, you got to talk about it. It's like you have to hablar con tu camisa.
Sí, la gente en el chat le gusta mi camisa. Muchas gracias. Es porque es Animals Day entre los comentaristas, los anunciadores aquí. Y mi derby name es Mustachat, que es un juego de palabra que significa mustache y kitty al mismo tiempo.
Un día de los gatos es todos días de los gatos. Freight Train getting lead as we come out of our timeout break. Both teams, Fuego Latino standing now. USA Roller Derby coming to their feet on the bench as Karma Electrac trying to find a way around Diamond. All now in the one-on-one situation. One more blocker to beat. Nice communication there from the pivot.
Están estirando el pack al tope, al máximo, para no dejar pasar a Karma. Pero sí Karma tuvo su initial pass desde Apex de Fino. ¡Y qué bonito! Miren ese abrazo. Ese fue el último jam de este partido. USA Rural Derby, Fuego Latino. Increíble.
And listen to the fans on this track. They know what an effort that Fuego Latino put in. They know how hard the USA Roller Derby had to work. And again, the scoreline, I know that sometimes people get up about the distance, the margin of victory between teams. The scoreline does not indicate how that game was played. This is a competitive matchup from the first whistle.
oficial, 266 por USA Roller Derby, 41 por Fuego Latino Roller Derby. Es el primer partido del Track 1 del día 2 aquí en Olympia Run en Innsbruck por la Copa Mundial 2025.
So for our producer Painbow, everybody out there in roller derby land, my co-host Mustachat es el, I'm not going to try, the best announcer this side of the Seine or the Mississippi.
Oh, gracias, Spider.
I am Jumping
Ese es
Spider.
el más amazing aquí.
I'm Jumping Spider. We've been here with you. Stay tuned. Once again, we will have Team Canada versus Black Diaspora Roller Derby coming up on the S1 Roller Derby track. 2025 Roller Derby World Cup.